thee alone have I sinned and done this evil in thy sight. Verse number 4, it says that thou mightest be justified when thou speakest and be clear when thou judgest. Behold, I was shapen in iniquity, and in sin did my mother conceive me. Behold, thou desirest truth in the inner parts, and in the hidden part thou shalt make me to know wisdom. Purge me with hyssop, and I shall be clean. Wash me. Somebody say, wash me. Wash me, and I shall be whiter. That can show me something that's white. Oh God, than snow. I'm so glad that God can make you whiter than white. Yeah. I'm here to help us recognize that in this particular week's story that we're going to talk about today in the healing of this blind man, but the Gospels contain many accounts of miracles that Jesus performed, and he did. And truth be told, these miracles made it clear that Jesus was a messenger from God. Amen. There were other men, my brothers and sisters, that were blind. As a matter of fact, there was a man that was born blind. Yeah. And this particular man had been born blind, and when he came across Jesus, the story has it over in John chapter 9, verse 32 and 33. Here's what it says, since the world began, it was not heard of that a man could do or open the eyes of one that's born blind. Yeah, but this man, if this man, meaning Jesus, were not from God, he could do nothing. I just heard the songwriter say, without him, I can do nothing. The Bible is clear in John chapter 9, verse 33, that if Jesus wasn't from God, then the miracles that he did could not and would not have been done. I want to help somebody understand that today, if you look into a mirror, you're looking at a miracle. Lord have mercy. I'm so glad I've learned, but even more significantly, that healing miracles that Jesus did had never been done before. In the Old Testament, what was clear was that the Messiah was the only one that can do these miracles. And so they waited and they waited and they longed for the Messiah. What a promise it was to know that the Messiah would come doing miraculous things. Songwriter wrote, the Clark sisters, I'm looking for a miracle. I expect, Lord have mercy. The Bible is clear, ladies and gentlemen, that when Jesus did this, it was miraculous. And no one had ever seen a blind man that was born blind receive his sight. It was a promise that the Messiah would do it. So the miracles of Jesus were evidence of his authority. And he still has authority over the demons, over unclean spirits, over attitudes, over the government, over God still is on the throne, so there's still authority over everything. He was God's spokesman. He was the Messiah, and he was and is God the Son. That's why we have to realize in this particular text in chapter 8 of Mark, verses 1 through 10, is Jesus showing us how compassionate he is as a provider. In verses 11 through 21, he's talking about what spiritual blindness is and looks like. Somebody don't realize that there's a big difference between being naturally blind and being spiritually blind. And even though the Pharisees were of the Jewish sect, and the Pharisees were a small but influential group of men who claimed to follow every detail of God's law. Tell your neighbor, ain't nobody doing that. Yeah, everybody trying, but ain't nobody following every detail of God's law. So the Pharisees thought they were better than everybody else because they thought they followed every detail of God's law. Deacon Gogans, they believed that both the scriptures and rabbis, the interpretation of scriptures by the rabbi were equal or the same. Amen. But Jesus, he came along and he followed the scriptures, but he ignored the interpretations of the rabbis because the rabbis had it twisted. The rabbis didn't know that the truth that they were reading about was walking with them on the earth. I can't get no help around here. real quickly, I need to get out your way, which Jesus made his enemies, and the Pharisees were his enemies. He made his enemies his footstool. I'm trying to help somebody understand here today that God will make your enemies. Remember now, Jesus was too Jewish. He was of the Jewish descent while he was on earth. So Jesus himself said of the Pharisees that it goes for nowadays too, that they have eyes and can't see. They have ears and can't hear. And I want you to understand that even today, there's some folk in church right now, they listening, but they ain't heard a word I said. Hello? Truth be told, ladies and gentlemen, the Bible is clear in 1 Corinthians chapter 2, verse 14. But the natural man receiveth not the things of the Spirit of God, for they are foolishness to him or to her. Then it says, neither can he or she know them because they are spiritually discerned. On other occasions, Jesus said to these same people of others, while he was talking to them, he said, while he was on earth, he that have ear to hear, let him hear. But what I'm glad about, that after he descended and ascended, in Revelation chapter 2 and 3, John the Revelator said that Jesus turned it when he talked to the church and said, he that have ear to hear, let him hear what the Spirit saith to the churches. Ladies and gentlemen, I know you're in here and you're seeing things naturally, but there's more going on in the spirit than you can see with your natural eye. It's a whole other teaching. I don't have time to teach that, Mother Eubanks. I don't have time. But I do want us to understand that everything is not based on what you see. Because seeing ain't always believing. Jesus told his disciples, you have to believe without seeing. Charles C. Ryrie, a Bible scholar and theologian who died not very long ago in February of 2016, I believe, Sherry, he said several things about some characteristics of the miracles of Christ. But I only want to share 3. Somebody said there's always 3. That's for a Baptist church. Y'all get that, don't you? He said these 3 things. Number 1, he said miracles are performed for a higher purpose. Amen. Miracles are performed for a higher purpose. Jesus did not use miracles for his personal convenience, amen, but to meet definite needs of others. Still, number 1, they weren't done to just show how bad Jesus was. They were performed for a higher purpose. Amen. He did them for others. Number 2, they were not confined to a single sphere of life. Yeah, we talked about sphere of influence in Sunday school. They were not confined to a single sphere of life. So the miracle could never be considered trickery. Mother Jackson, the miracles were done on the natural when he walked on water and said, peace be still. The miracles were done to humans, and the miracles were done when he cast out demons. Thirdly, they were done only in front of spectators and witnesses. When the Gospels were written, Sister Walker, there would have been people living who had seen these miracles with their own eyes. So they could not have rejected them because they seen it with their own eyes. Those were the 3 reasons, the 3 purposes of miracles, said Charles C. Ryrie, theologian and scholar. As we get to our text today in verses 22 through 26, I want us to understand, if I can get the time to share enough of it, is that when this took place, my brothers and sisters, Jesus had already done some great things before them. But for him to do this was something that he did to an individual specifically. Let me help somebody here. God will come by a place that's full of people, but touch you specifically.
Yes, God.
Yeah, that's why the message title today is Touch Me Again.
Yes, God.
I know y'all been waiting to write it down. I just held on to it for a little while. Touch
Yes, God.
me again. In the text it says that he cometh to Bethsaida, and they bring a blind man unto him and besought him to touch him.
Yes,
and he took the blind man by the hand and led him out of the town. And when he had spit on his eyes and put his hands upon him, he asked him if he saw aught, or if he saw anything. Y'all know the story, don't you? Well, in this particular story, this man was touched by Jesus once, and he couldn't see clearly. What I'm trying to tell somebody is when you get saved and he touched you the first time, you still might not stop everything you were doing the first time. I'm talking to this thing right here. I ain't talking about you. But as you keep on in the Lord, and you keep on praying, and you keep on praising, and you keep on giving, it seems like he touches you again, and what you thought you was going to continue to do, because he has touched you again. It says, and he looked up and said, I see men as trees. My first point, my first point is you got to look up. I know everything is trying to wear you down, and situations are rough and tough, and it seems like when one thing happened and that gets fixed, another thing happened right behind that, and after that gets fixed, something else happened right behind that, and you take 2 steps, but you go back 5 steps. I know it seems like that, but keep on looking up. Blind people don't, Trustee Sampson, blind people typically have to always look down. When they got the stick, they gotta look down, tap it. When they got somebody with them, they gotta look down, tap it. But I come to help somebody understand that when you're in the Lord, you have to look up. The Bible says, look up into the hills from whence cometh your help, knowing that all of your help comes from the Lord. I know it's hard, but keep on looking. Keep on looking up. Keep on looking up. Yeah, you gotta keep on looking up. He said, look up. Yeah, he didn't say it one time. He said it 2 times. I can't get no help around here. The Bible says in verse 25, after that, he put his hands again upon his eyes and made him look up. The first time he saw men looking like trees. What that is helping us understand, y'all, is truth be told, when you see things the first time, you see there's a change, but the change ain't complete yet. But when it's not complete on the outside, God has done a whole new thing on the inside. If any man be in Christ, he's a new creature. All things are passed away on the inside, and all things have become new. He says, look up. He said, look up. And when he looked up, it says he was restored. And saw everything, saw every man clearly. Oh, there's going to be a time, y'all, when the scales fall off your eyes. And that joker that was weighing you down and in your way of what God had you to do, you're going to be able to drop them like it's hot. Have mercy today. And you're going to look up and let God lead you. I got to go. My first point is look up. I know everything is trying to pull you down. But please, keep on looking up. There's a bright side. Somewhere there's going to be a light at the end of the tunnel. I know it seems like it's been a long time coming, but you got to wait on the Lord. Be of good courage. Keep on looking up. I got to get out your way, Trustee Henderson, so y'all can go to Red Lobster. Come on here. It says, look up. Everybody around you looking down and feeling pitiful. Don't you join that party. Let them have that pity party all by themselves. You just keep on looking up. My point two is you got to see clearly. As a songwriter, I'm not that old, but I heard him say, I can see clearly now. I can see all the options. Yeah. You got to be able to see clearly, and in order to see clearly, you have to look up. Looking down here ain't gonna help you see clearly. You're looking at her faults and his faults and her faults and my faults. You're looking at us. You look up. That's why eagles fly higher than the storm. I can't find no eagles up in here. Eagles fly higher than the storm. When the storm is raging, eagles soar higher. In order to see clearly, you have to look up. Because looking at each other is going to keep wearing you down. Looking down won't help you.
Hey.
And looking where everybody else is doing ain't going to help you either. Because they struggling and straining just like you. But we all in this thing together. We're looking up together. We're seeing clearer together. We're to help each other. That's what Jesus did. The Bible is clear. He said he took the man by his hand. He took the man by his hand. He put his hands again upon his eyes and made him look up, and he was restored, and he saw every man clearly, and he sent him away to his house, saying, neither go into the town. I got 10 minutes and I'm done with you. And then tell nobody what has happened to you, because it ain't time for them to start messing with me more than they already messing with me. I still got some more miracles to do. I want you to understand, once you see clearly, folk ain't gonna just leave you alone. They gonna still be trying to hang around. But while they hanging around, you let them see the light of the Lord. Yeah, you got to help them understand. You once was blind. Oh, but now you see. Yeah, you once was lost, but now you're found. You used to be that way, but now you're walking with the Lord. I'm so glad that he told him to look up, to see clearly, and lastly, go do something with yourself. Too many of us, we get saved and just sit around. You got to go do something with yourself. Make some progress. Do some stuff. Gain some spiritual muscles. Make sure that you keep on doing for the Lord. Because only what's done for Christ will last. So it's important that when he touch you again, and I'm so glad that I've come to learn, Lord have mercy. Deaconess Conyers, he can touch you again and again. Oh, and again. Yeah, and again. Any way you want to bless me, Lord. Anytime you want to touch me, Lord. Any reason you want to use me, Lord. Why don't you have your way? I'm here to tell you that once you look up and once you see clearly, you got to get busy doing something for the Lord. Got to do it, ladies and gentlemen, because the enemy is out to kill, steal, and destroy. Enemy wants you looking down. He wants you to be blind. For the Bible declares that the God of this world has blinded the minds. So he don't want your blindness cured. Jesus wants your blindness cured. And though you have physical eyes, your spiritual eyes may be still closed shut. Yeah, you got pretty fake eyelashes on, but your spiritual eyes are closed shut. Jesus made it clear as we go down to the last portion of this text. Here, down here in verses 34 through 38, there's a reason, ladies and gentlemen, Jesus has has to tell his disciples this portion before going on to the Mount of Transfiguration so that Peter, James, and John can see the glory of Jesus. I can't teach you the whole book of Mark. I wish I could. But here in the text it says, and when he had called the people unto him, and his disciples as well, he said to them, whosoever will come after me, let him deny himself. There's a cuss word by itself. And take up his cross and follow me. I come to help you understand. He said, for whosoever shall save his life will lose it. You're thinking what you're doing is what's going to make your life better. But the more you do what you're doing to make your life better and not doing what he wants you to do to make your life better, then you are not gaining anything, but you're losing more than you're gaining. For the Bible says, but whosoever shall lose his life. Yeah, that means you're going to turn away from what you want to do all the time and start doing what the Lord would have you to do, because now you belong to him. And when you belong to him, he wants you to do some stuff for him. I don't know who I'm talking to today, but Sunday ain't all God wants from you. I know Sunday is the most convenient day for you to give God, but there's some other days that God wants from you. I ain't here to talk about that. Somebody said, touch me again. Yeah, come on. Don't mess, mama, don't mess. It said, whosoever shall lose his life for my sake and the gospels, the same shall save it. Yeah, it says, for what shall it profit a man? Somebody say, oh, woman. Yeah, don't get it twisted here now. The Bible is talking not man as in male, but anybody that's a human. Yeah, for what shall it profit a human if he gains the whole world and lose his own soul? We have to realize that in this text, Jesus is telling them, if you want to have a successful life, a life that is productive, you have to allow me to be the head of your life. I get so tired of hearing the stars get on TV when they win their Grammy, and the first thing they say is, first give an honor to God, who is head of my life. Here's my Grammy, amen. And I want to thank God for, and they bit more gave Jesus their heart than the man on the moon. I don't know the man on the moon might have done it, but I'm so glad that I've come to learn that all that talking about God don't mean that you know him in the pardon of your sins. Don't mean that you're walking with him. Don't mean that he walks with you. And he talks with you. And he tells you that you are his and he is yours. Can I find somebody here that come and testify that when I was out in the world, the devil had me going, but now I'm on the Lord's side and the Lord got me going. I love the Lord. He heard my cry. And now he wants to use me. He pitied every groan. I ain't trying to gain the world. I want more and more of Jesus. I want him to touch me again. Touch me when I'm lonely. Touch me when I'm sick. Touch me when I got no money. Touch me when I'm jobless. Touch me when I'm divorced. Touch me, touch me, touch me, touch me, Lord. The Bible is clear. You can't exchange any of that for a right relationship with the Lord. The only way to have a right relationship with the Lord is for mano a mano. One-on-one, you and your personal Lord and Savior. It don't matter how many times grandma come to church and pray for you. You better learn how to pray for yourself. What shall a man give in exchange for his soul? It says, and I'm done, it says, whosoever. I think that would mean lottie-dottie and whosoever therefore shall be ashamed of me and my words in the was adulterous, which means you ain't serving God, you're serving the devil and sinful generation. Here you are, coming to church on Sunday, singing and dancing all over the church. Can't nobody sit you down. They trying. But brother and sis is just getting it in. I mean, they all over. Get to work on Monday. Here again.
My God.
What are you looking at? Get tired of y'all. Every time I come in here, y'all got something smart to say. I ain't let y'all, I just know how people are. Listen, if you loving him on Sunday, you saying that the spirit was high and he moved you and you this and you that, it's the same on Monday. Because you take God with you everywhere you go. You ain't leave him here. He came with you to ragged himself to work. I mean, of him, says the Bible also, shall the Son of Man be ashamed when he cometh in the glory of his Father with his holy angels. Listen, no, he's not going to forget you. If you belong to him, the Bible declares that he would never leave you nor forsake you. Don't get it twisted. But when you thought you was going to get a certain reward because you've been doing so much for the Lord, you were doing it for you. And he's going to say, well, you thought you were going to get a gift for that up here, but your reward came to you down there. Y'all do know that we get rewards in glory. Can I find some folk that know the Bible? Yeah, that's why you got to keep on serving, keep on giving, keep on pressing, keep on believing, keep on, because God is keeping a good record. And one day, we shall receive our just reward. He ain't going to give Deacon Gogans the stuff that I worked for him to receive. Of course, it wasn't me or anyone else. We are all being moved and led by his Spirit.
Amen.
But in order for that to be the case, you got to know him as your personal Lord and Savior.
Yes, God.
So let us stand, and invitation is being extended now because the Bible is clear on this. I mean, when I say it's clear, it's crystal clear. Thank you so much.